There's a fight factor that wrestling instills in you, no matter what you're up against. When your back's against the wall, that's when you gotta be at your best.
In honor of and tribute and support of Brandon Sorensen, recently diagnosed with cancer.
Brandon Sorensen was a 4-time All-American. He's a fan favorite. He was a staple in that lineup.
There's your Sorensen strong bandanas. Great support for a great competitor.
Brandon's story, it'll be a success story, and I know he plans to use whatever he can to help others going through the same situation.
My family lives in Cedar Falls, so it's about an hour and a half away. Brandon, he stayed around and wrestled for Hawkeye Wrestling Club, so he was always down here training.
He had been sick the week of Thanksgiving, but his girlfriend happened to be up for our Thanksgiving dinner and was talking to us, and she goes, you know, he's really sick.
By Friday, he texted me again and said he was going to the emergency room. I couldn't sleep that night. Brandon was up at 3 a.m. texting me and asking me where I was at, so I got on the road. The doctor came in and said, "Are Brandon's parents here? Are they coming?" And that's when I kind of hit me that something was kind of more wrong than what we thought.
I was thinking infection from a burst appendix, or he needed surgery or something like that. We go in the hospital, and as soon as we get there, the doctor came in, and he didn't mince any words. He said, "I gotta tell you, we're looking at lymphoma or leukemia here. There's something wrong with his blood. But I gotta let you know, it's looking pretty drastic," basically.
Brandon's diagnosis is acute lymphoblastic leukemia. He has cancer in his blood. His family is strong. They don't really show emotion. We were all just kind of there together in shock. He had a lot of emotions and a lot of bad emotions. I mean, he was in a scary place. The Wisconsin duel, we kind of watched it on TV, and it was just us two in there, and I kind of looked at him and I said, "This is terrible." And he looked at me and he said, "I'm not there yet, I just gotta get better." So sorry. So he knew that he had to get better. I think that everyone kind of understands that he's a private guy, so it's been a balance between the two.
I know somebody said, "Well, aren't you gonna put a Current Bridge out, or aren't you gonna put updates out?" And I'd say, they wanna hear an update, and Brandon's like, "Just tell them I'm gonna get better. That's all they need to know."
I wrote him a letter. It's just about, here's what you got going for you, and there's 12 spots, and I filled out 8 of them, and you fill out the rest because the list keeps going, the great assets that you have, and that's what's going to get you through it. This isn't about, who's worried about him and who loves him. This is about him and his fight and putting everything into this.
When he was in the hospital, definitely the whole team, they took their turns just being with Brandon, so he wasn't alone.
We had to sign in every time we went to the hospital, and every time we signed in, there were 2 or 3 from the Iowa team had signed in before us, almost every day, even on Christmas Day when somebody came by. For the GoFundMe page, it was kind of a conversation back and forth with Tom Brands. We're like, we don't know about doing that. And he's like, yeah, but you don't understand. They're gonna show up at your doorstep and help you if you don't give them an avenue to help you. T-shirts were being made, and all of a sudden we saw a post on Facebook, they're being sold at this tournament. All proceeds are gonna go to the family. We're like, whoa, that's really nice.
I read the GoFundMe comments. A lot of them made me cry. I read some of them to Brandon even. So many prayers going out for him, knowing that, oh goodness, I'm gonna cry, and I'm trying really hard not to. He doesn't have a full-time career job lined up, and he can't work the next few years with the chemo treatments. So the money is just huge with paying the medical bills, all of that stuff. We don't have to stress about anything, really, except him getting better.
It's a long road. It's a 3-year protocol, is what they said. You just got to go on, and this is our new normal. It's kind of hard to accept that.
It is curable, so, I mean, it is a good one to have if you were to have cancer, just because it is curable and he can get through it.
He is the most positive person I've ever met. So, and that's the only side of him I think that there is.
In 4 decades of announcing, I don't know of anyone that's ever impressed me more than Brandon Sorensen, the way he put it out there every time he went to the mat.
We watched the duel on TV. He was bummed he couldn't be here for it. I mean, even though we weren't here, we could feel the love and support from everyone. I think he secretly loved it. Brandon, he can't beat cancer in a day, but he will beat it.